Good day, Chief. Yes, I'm running a little late. I've had a terrible weekend, but it's over with. This is senior course or staff course part 2, not senior course. Senior staff is the follow-on, mostly for CW5. Speaking of that we had a senior staff course going on the same time we did. We never saw those people. You might have saw them in the hotel or going around, but they were constantly busy. From what we understood, that was very labor intense and on you. Doing brief after brief after brief from what we were told. And I don't know how long it lasts, but I think it was like a brief every week that you had to prepare from scratch and present. To sum up what I said last week, I had fun. Like I said, I got to can't speak right now. Got to speak a lot, not spoke a lot. No matter what size the group was, sometimes 2, sometimes 4, sometimes 6, and I think sometimes 8. But what was really strange is we were all CW4s. I don't think we had any CW5s in our class at all. We didn't have any 3s because that's how competitive it was, because we were told they were trying to get all the CW4s done, and they had a long waiting list. Hence, you had to do those modules, which we didn't do anymore. Like I said, it was some business finance management class, and if you wanted to continue, you could do it. I talked to 2 individuals who did complete it, and after they said after it was all said and done, it was not worth the time or the energy they put in it to it, because they said it was just mind-numbing. Because like I said, you had to have 100% before you could go on to the next module, and anywhere from 8 to 12 questions, no particular order all the time. So, and you only may get 8, and they would mix it up each test. So we were all 4s, and the Rotor Heads were all 4s, and what a bunch of crybabies. Seriously. The whole time we were there, all we kept hearing was, why aren't the CW5 Rotor Heads getting out so we can get promoted? And we were like, boo-hoo tear. Why don't you share some of that, why don't you share some of that flight pay that you guys get every month with us? Yeah. See, they get extra money. They get flight pay. Yes, they got a job. But yeah, we got a job too. And there was a talk about giving military intelligence and some other MOSs a bonus for skills that the average soldier does not do. But then again, each soldier does something unique and specific to that particular job. So yeah, I got a nose itch. Oh, sorry. Not supposed to wipe your nose. So I had fun. I failed one test, and we got to retest, but only retest once, and then you were gone. We didn't lose anybody. But this test that I failed, there was about almost 10 of us, and that was a good chunk of the class, to tell you the truth. I only missed it by 1, as usual, and I wasn't trying for honor grad or anything like that at the school. I just came here to do the check block and have fun, which I did. The female who was part of or sat next to me, and another chief, they helped me. They just volunteered their time and energy and effort, and they said, okay, let's see what you missed. We were able to look at our test, I think, so we could go over what we missed and why did we miss it with, the available answers. This was all multiple choice, and C's not always the correct answer. So I had help. I didn't have to ask. It was nice to have people that were willing to help. That's what warrant officers do. We help one another. That's another thing, like I've mentioned before. You come to me, you need A and B, I'll make sure I got A, B, C, and D sometimes for you, because I know you're going to ask for it, just like you do with the regular officers. But I'll give you everything all at once. I'll give you A, B, C, D. I won't filter it out like Well, sir, you only asked for Part A. Well, here's Part B that you're asking for. Oh, and when you come back, I'll have Part C ready for you, too. So as I said, my car was not fixed by the time I left. So the female drove me to the repair shop, and then they took me over to a rental place. And yeah, that was fun. So that was a greater share of my afternoon. So I didn't get very far coming home I took my time coming home. And I had fun, like I said. Learned a lot. Learned Rotor Heads complain, regardless of the rank. Get extra money and complain. Yeah. Why aren't guys getting out so I can get promoted? What an argument. What a statement. What an argument. We just shook our heads. You know. Like I said, it was at Fort Rucker, where I started from, so it was nice. We got to attend some of the events for one of the new Warrant Officer classes, like getting their hat put up, taking their hat down. There's all kinds of activities we did. So we got to observe some of those, so it was nice to see that. We got to interact, like I said, with them, and they really were told, you treat these guys with the utmost respect and rank and procedures and everything else. We didn't have that. We rarely saw any warrant officers other than our instructors and our TAC officers in the barracks. We rarely saw any. Oh, and then one of my classmates got yelled at by a general one day. That was hilarious, because we were told, if you want to talk on your cell phone, stop. Don't be walking and talking. Well, we broke for lunch one day, and we had this big open field that we could go across to get to the chow hall. And one of my fellow classmates is sitting there walking and talking, and guess who walks by? The general. And of course, the general calls him out, and this guy's ignoring him, not intentionally, because he's too busy concentrating on his phone conversation. So like 2 or 3 of us point at him and said, "The general is talking to you." And he goes, "Whoa, what?" "Yeah, go get chewed out, because you just broke one of the general's rules, walking and talking on the cell phone." And we all just laughed at him, because some people just don't pay attention to rules. That phone rings, or you got a call, make sure. I don't know. I don't own a cell phone. I hate them. I hate phones. If I could go back in the past, I would destroy the creation of the cell phone. Look at all the social media concerns that wouldn't be here today. But that's neither here nor there. I hope I'm in focus. I played with the camera. I notice when I get closer, I'm super in focus, and then I get back here, I think I'm still in focus. I've been playing around with it. I'm doing arm's reach, a little bit beyond arm's reach. Actually, this guy focused in earlier. I tried to do that last week, trying to focus the camera, and it wouldn't even focus on him. But today, bing, right on him. So maybe he's in focus and I'm out. Who knows? So this is Chief. Like I said, there's not much more or less to tell when I go back to Army South, and then I will be going on to my next and my final assignment in the United States Army. So my career is coming to an end real quick, and mostly because of the criteria changes, which is really sad. So I had fun. I wrecked the car. I failed the test. Got my car back like about almost a month later, because I had to go up to a dealership in Atlanta to get the computer reprogrammed and get back to them, and yeah, all kinds of fun. But such is life. Just like this weekend. Same car, too. Problem. So, Chief out. Remember, freedom's not free. You know what to do with the vets. Give them a big thank you. Give them a big hug. And I hope everybody's doing fantastic in our wonderful times of troubles. Worst time in my life of what's going on in America. I'm not happy. But, Chief out.